Yay. It says 3 people are waiting in YouTube. That's probably all of us.
4.
Well, it shows 3 to me. It doesn't matter.
I still see the stream as offline, but
But I see you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
I know what's the problem. I accidentally switched my account.
Don't worry, it's online. Go ahead.
Okay. So, should I start with some formal greetings?
Whatever you prefer, mate.
Okay. So, welcome to our next live stream. Today we will take a look at some 3D art. We will basically make build pads for Tauri faction for every buildable buildings, meaning all the buildings that are available in the skirmish. So let's just start with it. Anyway, so far every building has 3 versions. One is the building itself, the other is the under construction variant, which has the construction or the build animation. And then there is the third one, which is the build pad, and it's just basically motionless blob or anything the building eventually grows out of. So what I did here, we start with the airfield. What I did here is I basically made just a copy of the UC variant, which is the under constructions, and I will start from there. So I will open the file. Oh, just one note before we actually go into it. Since I have Windows 10, there will be some issues with the Macs. Unfortunately, the issue is what we call ghosting, and the issue basically is that for some reason during the modeling sometimes the ghost of certain area of the max will stay frozen and cannot be moved away, and after some time there are so many of these ghosts that you simply cannot work, and we haven't found a solution for it, nor the way to actually get rid of them other than actually restarting the max itself. So it is very well possible we will do that quite a lot today. Anyway, let's just start. So here we are, here we have the scene. I will first get rid of the collision mesh, sorry. It's quite a mess. Anyway, here's the animation, and I will take this animation to actually know what to have there and what not. I will also get rid of the shadow because it's getting in the way. So this is the finished building, and this is basically how the building starts. So we have the runway, so I am thinking about leaving the runway for the build pad as it is, and theoretically I don't think we need anything else, or do we? Yeah, I think for this particular building the runway is sufficient, so we will use the runway as our build pad.
Yeah, that makes sense. These red texture, that's just because Max is not really understanding what the engine will do with it, right? So it's not really red in-game.
I honestly didn't understand the very beginning of the question, so what exactly are you asking about?
The texture appears to be red in the scenery, but it's not in-game, right?
Red? Oh, okay. My recognition of color is somewhat bad, as you may know. I wouldn't ever call it red, but I understand what you mean. Yes, indeed, just ignore it. That's just a max setting. It wouldn't look like that in game at all. Okay, so just basically delete this, delete this, delete this. Now we have no animation set at all, but the animation itself still remains in this file, so we have to get rid of it. So I have to switch the Alamo utility, which is the utility for the allo files which our game is using. And as you can see, we still have the build 00 animation, so I simply delete it.
You should really deactivate the sound for the notifications while streaming.
Okay. Deactivate it on my phone and continuing. So now we have this runway with the fence. I will just unhide the shadows and the collision, and we'll okay, so this is one big collision, so yes. Okay, so now I just remove those buildings, the hangar and the F302, and we have this simplistic collision, but because we have the fence, I will stretch it to cover the entire area so that there is no clipping issue in game. So that's it. Now I will check, yeah, everything's okay. So that's it. I will save it and export it. I have to export it into the YALO file in order to actually be readable for the game engine. So not UC, oh shit, but a BP. Save. And the first building is behind us. That was kind of fast, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed. I guess this will be a short stream, or you need to do some more
well,
work.
actually, I started with the easiest building because it already had some parts of the building actually sticking out in the UC variants. Every other buildings start from 0, meaning there is absolutely nothing on the beginning of the animation. So I not only have to create the build pad version, but I also have to edit the under construction version to actually add the build pad there. Otherwise, during the building process in game, the build pad would basically disappear, and then the original animation would start to actually run. But that is very strange, at least in my mind. So I have to incorporate the build pad into the UC variant to avoid that disappearing.
Okay, that makes sense.
So again, I will create the copy and rename it.
How many buildings are we talking about for today?
Okay, so let me say, airfield is already done, so we need barracks, command center, radar, research center, resource man, not shield generator, small yard, a small yeah, small mine and vehicle factory. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for now, 7 buildings.
That's
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
Indeed.
It was not necessarily you who made all these buildings in the first place, right?
Well, so academy completely done by me, airfield completely by me, barracks, most of the building was done by me, command center basically the entire building was done by me, but I used many parts from the original building. Missile silo completely done by me, radar completely by me, research center only the UC variant and animation was done by me, resource mine completely by me, shield generator completely, shipyard completely, small mine completely, turrets completely, vehicle factory completely, ion cannon completely. So basically completely all.
I see you're quite a Tauri building guy.
Not only Tauri, but also Guauts, where only I believe 3 or 4 buildings were done by Ellie, but the rest of them was done by me. And on the right part, many buildings were modeled before I actually joined you, but not all of them were finished. So I had to finish quite a lot of them and make animations for all of them. So I had my hands in basically every single building we have. Anyway, so now command center barracks. So we already have our now I am very confused by what I'm seeing here. I don't understand what this is doing here. I do understand. I do understand. This was my attempt a very long time ago at doing exactly what I'm doing right now, but not with some basically building blobs, but with the damage stage, with the building completely destroyed. But this is not what I will do today, so I will simply delete this. So unhide all. So this is the entire scene. Well, so I guess here we could have the hangar area. That should make sense that it is already there. And yeah, that should be okay. Okay, so delete. Ah, okay, so I don't have a 0. So this is basically how the building would look, or sorry, the build pad would look. I think it's sufficient for the build pad.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I don't know what you are seeing right now. I know there is some delay, some time delay. What is it? Can you describe me what you can see right now?
I see a red and bluish building with a fence.
Okay, that wasn't really helpful.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to describe that in more detail, to be honest.
Okay.
It's the barrack building plus the fence and sign in front of it.
Yeah.
I guess the delay in that case wouldn't be that awful. Okay.
Now, when we tested it today, I think it was like a few seconds only.
Then that's quite okay.
But I
Anyway,
had to mute the stream, otherwise it would be very annoying.
okay. So now I will simply create a box that would simulate the collision mesh. I don't know why I keep saying mess. I will make the collision mesh more polycount friendly. Oh, sorry. So now I assign all the proper materials for the collision mesh, and I see it's already chosen. So collision mesh, and now I have to enable collision and make it hidden. Okay, so now that's finished. But not entirely, because I have to do one more thing. I have to rename the building in order to actually merge it then with the the under construction variant. Shadow BP and BP1 and building BP2. So now it's ready. So save, export. Ooh.
Martin, can you please hide the new messages that you are getting from Slack?
Sorry, I thought you mean on my phone, but you mean on my PC as well. Okay.
Yes.
Just give me a second.
Thank you.
That's barracks. once again. The slack. I can remember where can I set the slack into snooze?
The top left where the bell is. Right to Stargate EAW.
Let's say 4 hours. Thank you. So now unhide all. Shit, we have our first ghost here. Well, after I finish with this building, I will deactivate the max. Anyway, now we will merge with the build pad. So the building is there, and now okay, so we'll have to go to 0. It's still up and down. Okay, and the same thing here. Okay. 50. Okay, so that's done. So this is where we start. We have this not shadow, I need the BP maybe 1 and maybe 2. Okay, select. So here, and watch the animation. What? And and that's it. Great. That kinda means the model is done. Okay, so save and export UC. Now what I will do is I will actually take a look in the Allo viewer to see how the animation looks in game. But I will have to turn the max off. You can see the ghost here and now it disappeared. It's really annoying, but I don't really know how to get rid of them other than actually switching the max off. So we will now go into the game directory to actually see how the new models looks like in game. So here we have the barracks. We are 25 minutes in and I already finished 2 buildings. Barracks allo I don't want. Oh shit, in the build pad version I forgot to get rid of the build animation. So for now I will manually delete it, but next time I have to delete it in the max file as well. Anyway, the UC variant is here. So we will turn the ground on. And now we'll take a look into the animation. So this is the build pad. And now let's take a look at the animation. No, I don't think it looks that bad. It's kinda okay, at least in my opinion.
Indeed. I tend to agree. Looks very good.
Okay, so I will stick with this process for every other building, and hopefully during this evening the Tauri will have their build pads ready. And by that I mean all the build pads.
I have a question. What I noticed in the build animation, the main building, which is seen in the build pad from the beginning,
Yes.
it's moving up again when you run it. You run the animation.
I think I know what you mean. I will open it once again in the Allo viewer. You mean this and this?
Yeah, the building comes up again.
Yes. Well, that's because this building is actually the build pad, but what is going now up is the building which is inside the UC version. But you are right. I don't really have to have that building there any longer because I have the build pad, so I can basically get rid of it.
No, I just noticed it. That's why I'm asking if it's...
Yeah, but that's a very good question, and it made me think that I don't really need it anymore. I can simply get rid of it. Yeah, I will do it.
Great. Just some questions here.
So now it's even better and it's a little more poly friendly.
Nice.
That was really good question.
I have my moment.
Hopefully you will have many more.
We will see. But if anyone looking at the stream wants to ask questions like this, just feel free to ask it. You can ask us anything, also not about modeling, other stuff. We are here to answer.
So I will also get rid of the build animation for the build pad, which I forgot to get rid of before. And then we will move to a different building. So delete. I don't need to re-export it again because I already deleted the ala animation. So now we're going to the command center. By the way, do you have also this very summer-like weather?
Not at all.
I had it last week, but now it's just gray and rainy.
Well, weather here, it's like the middle of the, I don't know, August, or it's very, very, very hot, and it's very beautiful here. So here we have the command center. So first I will get rid of the shadows and collision. Yeah, now I can really see the red or reddish or orange tone of the building. It's looking like it's during the sunset, but that's not like that at all in the game or in the Allo viewer. Anyway, from here I would say that this building, this one, should serve as the part of the build pad, or only yeah, I would say so. So we will start to get rid of all those things we don't need, but first delete the build animation, and now we can go. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That was too much. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh shit, I have to pick every one at the time. No. Don't. No! I don't need this. I don't need this. Okay, so here. Great. Great, so don't need that, don't need that. So basically now we have only this, and I think this would be... Oh shit, I accidentally got rid of the fence, and I need the fence. Ah fuck, I have to start from scratch. I deleted too many things. Doesn't matter. do we even have someone who actually is watching us?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. I mean, other than you two.
No. Actually, we have some good conversations ongoing in the chat.
Ah, okay. That's good to know. Any specific topic? Oh, no. What the actual fuck? Oh, can I swear on YouTube?
That's a fair question. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I will.
I mean, it's not national television in the US, so I guess, yeah.
I have this and I have this. Yeah, but I don't really need this. Do I? I don't. So now I have to make a new shadow mesh as I accidentally deleted the old one. Shadow of Mordor. So it's... I don't need that many details on the shadows, so I will get rid of some of those. Okay, so now that will be our shadow. Great. So now I only have to create new collision mesh, and that is all. And I have here another ghost. Okay, so BP and shadow. BP. Okay, save. And we have another build pad ready. Oh, sorry, I didn't export it yet. Oh shit, there is some warning on the shadow mesh, so I will have to check it first. If it does work. Well, it works. Well, there is some warning, but it still works, so it's okay, and we can use it. So now I will go to the under construction one and do the process again. So open, and you see.
Oh yeah, I just got an idea regarding your issue with Max and the overlay issue there with the ghosting.
Yeah.
What kind of graphics card do you run?
What? I didn't understand. What?
What graphics cards do you use?
GeForce. You need the exact number. It's GTX 1050 or 1060. I don't know yet. 1 second.
So, is your machine a laptop which runs usually on an integrated graphics card?
No. It's a standard PC, but it behaves like that on my laptop as well, on which I use also NVIDIA, but I believe that's more definitely a lower class of the card, but I don't remember which one I have there.
Okay, because I had that issue with other programs before, and I fixed it by just choosing that I want to run with my NVIDIA graphics card instead of my inbuilt normal one.
Well, basically on my computer, the one I'm streaming with, I have only the NVIDIA. I don't have any integrated, and on the laptop I set it that I don't use the integrated card basically at all.
Okay, it was just an idea that popped into my head.
Unfortunately, it won't help me. Anyway, so merge, and we put there the build pad we just made. So can you tell me something about the discussion on the stream? I mean the comments.
At the moment we are discussing about good games.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I need, and win. works. Okay, so you might have noticed I had the issue that the tower with those two dishes was for some reason staying still and didn't really rise up, so I had to animate it once again. So this is the build pad, and now it builds, and the building is done, and everything works as it should. So great. Okay. So I don't need this for now. And now I can save and export the build pad. Sorry, under construction. And now we will go again to the Allo viewer to actually test it and see how it looks like. And we already have 2 ghosts. I think I need Ghostbusters. So this is how it starts on the start of the animation. Oh, great. The actual speed of the animation isn't very represented well here, as the speed is determined by the values in the code, and the overall length of the animation will simply adjust to the value set in the code. So don't take it as the actual build time. Okay, in that case that's 3 buildings for now, and we will go to another one, but I will deactivate the max and get rid of those ghosts. So missile silo, no, that's for GC only. So radar. So first making build pad, meaning I have to get rid of the animation, so delete. And now here we have the collision. Oh sorry, because I don't need this collision. So we start from 0. that's the fence. And now some part of the buildings, but I am afraid this is one big... well, that's not good. Here we will have to be a little more creative. Okay, so I get rid of this, this and this, and what remain is the main building, but I cannot have it like it is, so we'll have to delete some parts of that building. Okay, so shit. Now we have the big opening in the building, and we can't really have it, can we? So I simply have to cap. Now the building is closed once again. Here it's very good, but here obviously it is not, so I have to fix the UV mapping. That's what I thought. I basically added a new surface there to actually plug the hole that was created, and now I have to add the proper UV map once again. So yeah, that's it. So here actually I can see where this part belongs. Ooh. It doesn't have to be precise. Oh, but I don't like this. Oh shit, it made... Why did it make such a very strange connection? Delete. Okay, so we have to... I didn't realize it. Shit, I indeed have to select all. That's not good. Yeah, but now it is better now. So once again, so mapping normal, I believe that was left right. Yes, left right. And that's it, that's great. So that's exactly what I needed. Now I only have to... oh yeah, something to get rid of. And now I need this part to be up. So I will delete all those keys and... But now I also need a shadow mesh for this part of the building, so I will make a copy. Shadow maybe. You may have noticed that I always change the color of the collision and shadow mesh. As you can see, the shader looks like that color I choose, and I am used to actually do it for every single shadow mesh so that the color of the mesh represent the color of the shader. It's something I started to do basically just very early on when I started with the Tauri buildings, or the buildings in general.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I need to drop.
Okay.
Talk to you in a bit.
And so the last thing we need is the collision mesh. I didn't notice that this fence is so strange. I will take a look at the UC variant, because it's very well possible that I screwed something up and that the fence wasn't really this, I'd say, deformed. Anyway, so that's how it looks. In the meanwhile, the UC. So Jan, are you doing something else right now?
Eating dinner.
Okay. Yeah, the fence is okay here, meaning I screwed something up, but nothing to worry. I will simply get rid of it and merge it. So it's shadow signed and signed. Merge. So this is radar and radar. And now it's okay. And now it is not. What the fuck is happening? I don't understand. There was some dependency, and there is still some dependency. Okay. So the problem is solved, and I need the collision mesh, so I will create one, and that would be all for the build pad. So okay. So that's it. Save, export, and we have another build pad.
You're a fast worker.
Yeah, thanks. Well, if you know what to do, the process can be indeed very fast. And I would like to finish as many as possible. So that we don't need anymore. And this is the UC, so I can put the BP parts here. So that's a very annoying part that I have always, every single time I have to find the way to the actual file, because it starts defaultly in my documents settings. Maybe it could be changed in the settings, but I don't really know how, because everything I know about the 3D Max is self-taught.
Yeah, that's the same with my programming for the mod. I taught it myself also.
BP 1 and 2. Alright. So another fucking ghost. I don't care about swearing anymore. It's really frustrating. Anyway, here we have to actually do what I did originally, so this building has to go down. So up. Okay, so and now it will go down. Okay, so that's done, but we need one more thing, and that's the fence. The fence has to be up already, so I will simply delete it and put it right here. So now it is like that. Yeah, great. Unhide all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, means that we are done with yet another building. So I will export it. And then once again take a look in the Allo viewer to see if it actually works. Jan, how is it long since you've been a member of the team?
I didn't hear what you were saying.
How long is it since you become a team member?
Good question. I think 1.5 years, maybe 2. Not entirely sure.
I know that you came in that period when I was inactive, but I myself am member for, I guess, 2.5 years. Well,
I came when Pegasus Prelude was not yet released. I did it, my first thing was actually for Pegasus Prelude emission.
Yeah, I also have fond memories for the first task I did for the team as a freelancer during those times, but it was really something I enjoyed.
I was recruited by Imperial.
Yeah, me as well. It started simply that I asked for some guidance regarding the changing some values in the code, because I was in the process of making my custom ships, if you remember those Tauri ships, and I needed some guidance. He provided it, and I was able to actually did it. And I believe that was what actually made me interesting for guys in the group, and why I was offered the position.
That's the same with me. I also asked a question about why some stuff wasn't working. I was doing some faction mangling about an ancient faction with a friend of mine, and I didn't get the AI to work. So that's how I asked the question in the forum, and then I got offered a freelancer job, and then I became.
You were also a freelancer at first, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I believe it was Chris or Marius, I don't remember now, but they sent me a PM that I've been a freelancer for some time and made a great job, so they are offering me a position in the team. I remember that I felt so proud, so accomplished. Okay, so that works perfectly. So we have another building done. Now research center. Research center is actual building that wasn't made by me, only animated by me. The thing is that I believe Ron probably will have to redo the entire code for the Tauri faction, because he will have to add those build pad into the code.
I'm sure he's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think so as well. Well, the research center is somewhat prepared for what I'm actually doing here. It's more than prepared. It would be quite easy way to actually do it for the build pad, for the research center. Let's work for me. Okay, so now delete the animation and great. Perfect. So the build pad is basically done. Yeah, that was fast. Okay, I will add also the collision mesh and that would be all. So Jan, what about you? When do you plan to go to see the Avengers?
Oh, me and a friend, we already bought a ticket. We are going next Sunday.
Next Sunday? You mean you will have to wait another week?
Yeah, I mean, I have university exams this week, and it's kind of important that I pass.
Yeah, that is understandable. But
And
well,
also, we want to see it in IMAX because it's the Avengers. You need to see it in IMAX. And actually, the earliest we could get tickets for is Saturday, but we decided for Sunday because Saturday we're already going out doing something else.
yeah, I also watched it in IMAX 3D for the first time. I really enjoy it. Though I have to say I don't really like the 3D at all, but I never experienced it in IMAX, so I used the opportunity that I was near it, so I went and I really enjoyed it.
And did you watch Black Panther?
Of course.
Is Avengers as good as Black Panther? Because I really love Black Panther.
No. Avengers are way better than Black Panther, and I really enjoyed Black Panther.
Okay, looking forward to it.
I personally would say that from all those 16 movies, I would say that the Infinity War, at least for me, was the best one. But it's strange because every time a new MCU movie comes out, I kinda say the same thing. I said the same thing for the Civil War. I said the same thing for the Black Panther. So
Well, they are progressing as well.
my only wish is that I could say something like that for DC as well, because I really like DC, but I am not really satisfied with their cinematic universe.
Oh yeah, I got you. Like in terms of movies, Marvel is way better. And yes, no spoilers. It was in the chat, someone said no spoilers.
Don't worry, I wouldn't
We will
spoil
not
anything.
spoiler.
I wouldn't spoil anything because funny story. When I was on the screening, I had some half an hour to kill before the actual screening. So yeah, to my great shame, I went to McDonald's and I I took care of some things on Slacks, and next to me sat a young couple. At least I think they were a couple, but that's beside the point. And I heard the guy when he said something like, "I have a major spoiler for the Avengers," and for I'd say 5 minutes, I sat there with actually plugging my ears with my fingers to avoid being spoiled. So don't worry, I won't spoil anything for you.
Yeah, people who do that's
I personally I hate being spoiled because I had burned myself with spoilers a few times already, and I think the worst spoiler I had ever, and it was entirely my fault, and I really I'm a complete idiot for doing it, but what can you do? Is when I read about the Red Wedding, and I read about it, I guess 1 or 2 weeks before the actual Reigns of Castamere, so I knew what to expect, and I was really pissed. Ah shit, I forgot to rename those, so BP and shadow BP. Okay, so save and export BP. Great. Oh shit, we have another ghost and in such a bad place. That sucks. Well, merge with how many people is watching us right now?
9. We were at 12 already.
Mm-hmm.
But it varies. So
here is that, and here I will do the same thing. So I don't need to. I simply delete. Yeah, great. Great. Perfect. So in that case I have another thing prepared, so save and export. You see, okay, file, save and go out. So we will go again to the Holo viewer. I will copy it all. So you'll see. So this is the build pad, and well, so take a look at this. Sorry for the delay. I read SMS. Anyway, here. Yeah, I think it looks very well. So great, we have another building complete. So,
like it. Good work.
thanks. So resource mine. Resource mine, no, because that's actually built on the build pad, meaning there is no build pad. Shield generator, yes. What the hell? BP is already here. Strange.
Better take a look at it.
Indeed. It's from the January of 2017, so yeah, that's the same thing as with the airfield. Not really something I will use, so go out. Don't need it, don't need it. I need this. So first, again, get rid of the animation, get rid of the collision. And now let's take a look at the animation itself. Yeah. So what would be here as a build pad? I would say the tower-like structure, yes. So this could serve very well as the build pad. Yes. Okay. So just rename it. So shadow BD and BP. I don't have. I do have. Hidden. Okay, so that's it. And the building pad for the game for the shield generator is finished. So I will export it. Ground buildings, Tauri. It's very nice to see in the overall set of the buildings how far we got. So you see not BP. Great. File, save once again and open, and you will see Okay, so here we go. Right. Fucking ghost. Marriage. So the building is there. Now the fence. I don't want this, I want this. Yes, so but considering I have the tower up there, I don't need the tower any longer. So yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Ah shit. I have top front. Great. So that's another building prepared. So now we go back to the Allo viewer and take a look at it. So I need the UC. This is the build pad and go. Oh, I thought the animation was screwed, but I didn't let it finish. So once again, and I will zoom a little bit. The detail I was actually looking for was, or were the Nakata generators, and I didn't really see them, but I think they are here. Yeah, here is the tubing. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, sure. So everything is okay. Great. That means another building is done. Shipyard. No. Small mine. Yes. Well, no. Small mine. No. Small mine is actually built on the Nakada Wing. So no small shipyard. Turrets are done. Big vehicle factory. Well, that kinda means it's the last building. And we are only 1.5 hours in the stream.
Good job.
Yeah, I should stop taking steroids. Yeah. With such a pace, we will be finished before Marius will come back.
I don't think he will ever come back.
I thought he said that he will be here in a moment, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, BP, so first get rid of the animation. So, what will we have as the build pad here? Go out. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all, because it looks like it's one big... Yes. I think I will have to divide the building into several smaller pieces, because yes, it's just one big... That's what I was afraid of. The building isn't segmented at all, meaning I will have to somehow divide it, and I don't really know if that would even be possible, so let's take a look.
Is there a tool to cut it in half maybe, or?
Well, I want to separate it in such a way that it actually makes sense, but
Yeah.
but taking a look, I don't really think it would be that easy.
Maybe can you just put a fence up and a mound of rubble in the middle?
Yeah, I think I will do some... Well, actually, I think I can do something. Let me see. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's one big thing, but I will do... Oh shit, didn't I? Fuck, I deleted the fence as well. I have to start from scratch. Second time in a row.
You said yourself it's going too fast.
Yes. Yeah, here is the fence, and I accidentally deleted it. So now we have it here, and I don't want you to go down, I want you to stay up, and I want you to be yeah, I need to go to 0. So now we have the fence, so I will simply hide it. And now back to the building itself. Yeah, that's collision, and yes, so then we can delete, can delete, can delete, can. Now we can delete this, and now we should have only 2 objects, right? So I don't need the shadow, because I will make a new shadow once the building is done. So convert to editable poly. It didn't create ghosts. Great. So delete, go out, go out. The bad thing is that I don't really see it that well here. Oh shit.
Actually textured from the inside as well?
No, it's double-sided. I mean, I will texture one part, and when I will take a look inside, it shows that part as well.
Ah, okay.
But
So we can make an RPG game.
yeah, we can take a look at this. I will take a photo of this sign at my previous job, so I will in order to actually use it. So now we have part of my previous job here in the game.
Real life at its best.
Indeed, I remember I was going around the factory, and I made tons of photographs, and I used quite a lot of them as a base for a texture.
The best part is now you have Czech language on an American base.
Yeah, indeed. That's because they expect Zelenka to come for a visit.
Indeed. Here we have one, here we have one, and here, and here. So, now, can we get rid of that? Yes, we can. And can we get rid of that? Indeed. Great. So we could use this. Okay. I think it would look really. Oh, well, let's see. Now I will actually copy it. That's what I was afraid of, but well, it's not that bad as I thought. Oh, let me take a look at something. Here we have. Yes. Top, front, and left. I think I will get rid of the platform as well.
now work way better. What is this small piece? Okay. So, fingers crossed. That's not that great, but oh shit. It seems that the hardest one is the last one. Actually preparing the I don't like this. I don't really like this, and I'm afraid. So again, and again. I don't really mind because, as I said, this is the last building, so I can afford to wait some time on it. the bad thing is that the building isn't really segmented and it's one big piece of building. So dividing it isn't that easy as on the previous buildings. But we do welcome challenges. Anyway, delete. We are back where we started. Shadow we don't need. So what we will do? I will try another approach. So here edit poly. I will try this approach. Well, theoretically that should be easier. So I will try it. Well, not exactly how I imagine it, but we can work with that. And I will simply do this. Oh shit. So we have this strange blob, and we will use it to actually separate the building and make it somewhat coherent. And I will give it a very simple texture.
Hey Martin, since you're not looking at the chat, there is a guy saying that it looks awesome what you're doing. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay, can you please repeat that?
There are people in chat saying that what you are doing looks great.
Oh, thank everybody. Thank you. It means a lot. Yeah, and indeed, I am really not looking at the comments, because as any man, I'm incapable of actually doing many things at the same time. So that is why I cannot really engage you in any conversation, because if I do it, then I would simply be incapable of modeling. Hope you guys can understand that.
Spino Breaker says he has nightmares from UV mapping.
Yeah, me as well. That's one thing that I really don't enjoy, but it has to be done. Nobody else will do it for you, so well, it doesn't. I don't think it looks like it's kind of messed up, but does it really matter for the build pad? I don't know. Where is here it is.
We just have to turn the build pads on the map in the right angle, then it will be fine.
No. Great, and nothing else is visible. It kinda looks like it is destroyed or something like that, but that's still underground, it's not visible. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's there. So yeah, I think I will mask this really not that beautiful part with another sort of building, because it really doesn't look that great.
Well, I gotta go. I have some other things I need to take care of.
Okay, the stream will continue as long as I'm working on this last building, and then it will end up anyway, so it doesn't really affect it at all. I will try to describe what I'm doing so that is not so quiet, But to every one of you who is watching, as I said, sorry, but I won't be able to actually engage you in conversation. If you would like, you can join me on Discord, where we are online, and talking is way easier than actually writing. So if you want to engage me, then okay, but please use the Discord. Anyway, Jan, thanks for actually being here, and have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. So what I'm doing right now is actually making that box look like its actual building, and sorry, and that kind of means, yeah, I was afraid that I will have to add some details like windows and doors and stuff. So I will prepare very primitive windows and one or two doors. This entire part will be visible only during the build pad, because then it will be replaced by the actual building that looks differently. So I don't really need to give it that much time, but I don't want it to look like some primitive box. I want it to represent what it is supposed to be, at least somewhat. Yeah, great. So that would be one window, and I will copy it once more here. Are they? No, little bit there, so that they are spaced roughly equally. Well, and I can make copy of those and put it here. However, here I needed to space it differently, because this side is narrower. That's too much, so something like that. So those are the windows, and now at least one doors. So I have doors, yeah. oh yeah, that could work. So I will put it here, give it a texture and UV map. So Arab UV, doors are here. Okay, so there's that, and should I add another details? Well, I think for now it suffices, so I will actually make only one build pad object, so I will merge all the objects I just did into one, which is this, and now I can make the shadow mesh. That's what I call success. I no longer say shadow mesh. So shadow BP, fuck. That's what I need. So I still didn't assign a proper shader. So shadow BP, select, and I need shadow mesh. And one last thing, well no, because there are two things remaining. Well, first I have to rename this to BP. And now the last thing is to create the collision mesh. So like that, collision. Again, I have to assign a proper material, and I have to give it a hidden and enable collision, and that's it. So the build pad is actually finally finished. Without a doubt, that was the longest I spent for one build pad. Models, ground building, Tauri building, and Vico factory. And we need BP. Great, so that is done, and now I have to actually add that to the UC variation. So merge. Models, ground buildings, Tauri buildings, and Vico factory, and BP 1 and 2. Okay, and here. So first thing first, we need to actually do this. Great. So now I have to take that and animate the movement. Though with all this stuff here, it isn't really easy. Yeah, 160 and 200, and you go down. So let's take a look. Doesn't really need to be. Okay, so that's animated. I'm really curious as to how it looks in the Allo viewer actually. So export, and you see. Okay. So oh shit, that's the basic building, not the UC variant. That is the UC variant. So build. So this is how the build pad looks. Well, not the best one I ever done, but not the worst one. Well, let's just take a look. I want to look from this side how it looks. Well, it's not that bad. It's without a doubt better than I thought. And considering the build pads won't be visible for long, I think it's sufficient. The good thing is that the final building is actually covering the build pad pretty well. Yeah, I think that could stay. Great. So that kinda means that I have done all the build pads and buildings, so I will yeah, there is so many comments. Oh. I see there are quite a lot of comments. Anyway, I will not finish yet. I will basically now show you the process of actually giving away all that stuff I did today. So here what I need is the Git. We are using the Git, and I have to synchronize because I don't know if anybody did anything. So I'm up to date, and now I will basically add here everything I did this evening. So airfield is one of them. I will copy everything, even though I didn't do anything with the base building. So those are all the buildings, and I have to commit the changes. Yeah, that's quite a lot of stuff. So all I will take a look to actually know what's the number of the task, because this entire process of the making those buildings, that was a task that was given to me, and the task had the number 2376. So that's it, so commit. And push. I'm quite surprised that the speed is very good. Usually during this time it's kinda slow. And I don't mean speed of my internet connection, but of the actual Git network. So it is committed. I will just take a look. Models. Tauri airfield BP. You see, yeah, great. Great, everything seems to be in order. So that would be all for today. I will simply save and exit. I honestly thought that it would take a much longer time. I'm kind of surprised that it is already finished. So that would be all, and I thanks everybody who are watching. Another streams will most likely follow. Don't know what will be the topic then, but if you like things like that, you won't be sorry, disappointed. Okay, so that would be all for today. So I wish all of you good night and bye.